200,000 distributors globally. I've known her for quite some time, and she's just been amazing. So please give it up for Diamond Director Paula Pritchard. Paula.
Thank you, Dre. Thank you so much. It's so nice to be here with everyone. And Ian, you did a great job. I really enjoyed listening to you. And anyway, I want to congratulate everyone for blocking out this time to learn whatever you need to learn about how to build a network marketing business. My background is college teaching. And as Dre said, I was going to graduate school. I was working on finishing up my PhD when I was introduced to network marketing. And when people say they're really busy, I think to myself, I was really busy. I mean, I was teaching full time. I was going to grad school at night. The university had asked me to coach their varsity sports team. I was a really busy person. But, you know, because I was in the education field, and I thought, you know, education was primary to me. So I thought to myself, when I got involved in network marketing, all I needed to do was just learn. So I would listen to every training. I would record trainings. I would transcribe them. I would memorize them. I realized early on that recruiting was important. So I would ask, you know, the top people recruiting questions so that I could learn more and be better at recruiting. And I would practice and practice and practice. And I learned early on that I needed to learn from the people who were where I wanted to be. So those were the people I sought out. That was the education I was getting. But, you know, down the road, as I started to really help people and I started to really understand this business more, education is not enough. Knowledge is not enough. You know, I realized that, you know, not only do you have to learn, but you also have to act. You have to put action behind it. But I realized that and I wanted to talk about taking charge of yourself, because I realized that, you know, that was the missing ingredient. You know, I've said so many times that there are a lot of very learned, broke people in network marketing because they learned everything. In fact, there's some of them that even go out and write books, but it doesn't mean they did it. And I realized that the real variable in success was you. I realized in my success, the real variable was me. And part of that variable had to do with the psychological factors. In other words, we all have certain fears that hold us back. We all have certain self-doubt that holds us back. Some of us, you know, have other kinds of issues. No one likes rejection. And sometimes rejection can lay you out flat and make it hard for you to get up again. And so it was the psychological issues that I learned to overcome. And I wanted to try today to maybe give you a simple formula, focus on maybe 4 things that could help you maybe take charge of yourself, and in the process, maybe take charge of your business. So let me start with my first slide, which is decision. And, you know, this is important. That you make a decision that you're going to build this business. Now, understand, this is a different kind of decision. It's an irreversible decision. You make decisions every day, and then you change your mind, do something else, and you know, or change courses or whatever. I'm not talking about that kind of decision. I'm talking about an irreversible decision. I had that experience, and people who have heard my story know that there was a time when I was sitting in my car in front of Dunkin' Donuts eating a chocolate donut. And it was at a time when I was so frustrated. My motivation was I was so fed up with not being successful in network marketing that I was going to quit. And then I looked at myself in the rearview mirror, and I realized that, you know, I'd have to look at myself from this point on as a quitter. And so I made the decision at that point, and it was irreversible. In other words, there was no way out. I was not going to quit. no matter what. So I left myself no outs. I made the decision that I was going to build this business. Now, what I want you to understand is when you make a decision, there's usually a prerequisite to that decision. Something has to happen to you to make you make an irreversible decision to build a network marketing business and leave yourself no outs. I had decided I was going to be at the top of this business, and I called it the top of the mountain, or I was going to be dead on the side, but I wasn't going to turn back and I wasn't going to quit. And so that prerequisite for some people is they listen to someone, a speaker of some sort, and what happens is they're really excited, and that makes them make that decision. Or maybe they listen to somebody that inspires them, and they make the decision, I'm going to do this no matter what. But for some of us, it's something different. The prerequisite was a turning point, and it usually came from a negative feeling. In other words, maybe you need to lose weight, and you went into your closet and you couldn't fit into your favorite pants. And you were so mad and you were so fed up that you said, I've had it, I'm going to go on a diet. You know, for me, I was so fed up because it wasn't working. You know, for some people, you know, maybe it comes from seeing someone that you're hanging out with advance and leave you behind. Oh, that happened to me, and I could tell you that was such a frustrating experience. Maybe it's because you see other people traveling and you're left behind at home. You know, whatever it is, you need to make a decision, and it needs to be irreversible. And let me tell you something. Indecision is deadly. Indecision is misery. You know, do you know that indecision is one of the major causes of depression in this world? And when you have depression, which I had at the time that I made my decision, once I made the decision, it's like my mood was lifted. So you know, another major cause of depression is not living up to your own expectations. For me, at that time when I made the decision, I was not living up to what I thought I was capable of doing. And it was causing me to be depressed. But I will tell you one thing about decision is as bad as indecision is, indifference is even worse. Indifference is that complacency, that ho-hum attitude, where it's like, well, everybody else is at the same pin level. Everybody else is where I'm at. Therefore, you know, I'm comfortable, you know, and you don't want anybody to advance right now because then you might be uncomfortable. So, you know, don't be stuck in indifference and don't be stuck in indecision. The second thing I want to talk about is discipline. You know, I really believe discipline is one of the key components to success in business. I really do. It's making your plan, how many calls you're going to make or how many contacts you're going to make, making that plan and sticking with it. You know, understand that discipline needs to become a habit. You know, when we have willpower and we make a decision, a lot of that comes from our conscious mind. But discipline and habits come from our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is the mind that drives the car, that rides the bicycle. You don't have to think. You're just, you know, it's automatic. In other words, the circuit has been created and you're following that circuit. You have to make the decision of what you're going to do and then discipline yourself to make so many contacts, so many calls, put your plan together. And it's much easier to make this plan when you're excited, when the emotion is high. If you don't do it then, what happens is a week later, you know, the emotion's not as high, or a month later, the passion starts to turn cold. You know, or a year later, you can't even find it anymore. This is called the law of diminishing intent. Jim Rohn used to talk about that all the time. So you need to take action when the action's hot. And just like the prerequisite, you know, sometimes, you know, you're aggravated about something or you're inspired that made you make that decision. You have to recycle that as well. In other words, I would, you know, I would constantly be reading books of success and listen to other people's stories. And that would get me back where I was at that prerequisite time when I made the decision. I'm constantly trying to keep myself in the game mentally. But discipline is critical. And you know what the greatest thing about discipline is? The greatest thing is it builds your self-esteem and your self-worth. Think about it. Think about the last time you you were disciplined enough to stay on that diet. And then when you lost that weight, didn't you feel good about yourself? Wasn't your self-esteem higher, your self-worth higher? Sure it was. That's the benefit that comes from discipline. But when you start to put the plan together, it needs to be your daily method of operation, and you stick to it. I don't care if it's raining outside, if it's snowing outside, I don't care if you have the flu, I don't care what the excuse is. There is no excuse to not do what you said you were going to do that day. You don't want to fall behind. Okay, the next one would be, if somebody, there it is to duplicate. You know, one of the biggest mistakes that network marketers make is to not think that duplication is important. I'm going to tell you it is extremely important. Duplication means you do the same thing day in and day out. You do the same trainings, you do the same opportunity meetings, you don't do a lot of variation, you keep it the same so that your people can learn it even if it's by osmosis. You know, this is the key secret to the success of franchises. McDonald's, Arby's, Burger King, they have a duplicatable success system and they stick to it. What you can't afford to do is let your ego get in the way to make you the issue. In other words, you know, I see so many people say, well, I've got to do something a little bit different because people, you know, they're bored with me doing the training the same way, or they're bored with me doing the opportunity meeting the same way. I'm going to add a few things just to liven it up or to add sparks or something, you know, and it's our ego talking. You know, I used to tape myself doing a presentation, and I find sometimes that every month I needed to tape it to make sure I wasn't adding a lot of fat. In other words, that I didn't need to add. I needed to stay on point, do it the same. It got to be to the point I did it the same so often that it was like I could be thinking of my grocery list while I'm doing it, because it was just automatic coming out of my mouth. And then finally, the fourth one would be to dedicate. And you know, people say, what do you mean dedicate? I says, dedicate to helping other people become successful. Make that your mission. Make that more important than what happens to you. Because it's just like Zig Ziglar said, you know, if you help enough other people become successful, you don't have to worry about yourself. But I've always said, you know, it's not how many times you're on the stage, it's how many times your people are on the stage. That's the key to success. You know, if you're on the stage all the time and you don't have your people on the stage, that means that you have built a one-man business, a one-woman business. You know, you are the issue. You know, the more your people are succeeding, the more successful you're going to become. But you got to dedicate yourself to that. You got to roll up your sleeves and embrace your people's goals as if they're your own. Embrace their success. You know, get involved, partner up with them. Let them know that them being successful is just as important to you as it is to them. And then embrace their goals. So, you know, I hope these 4 things are important. I just want to say this to you. You know, you need to grab hold of this and first of all, make a decision. Go ahead, make a decision. And don't base it on if so-and-so does this or so-and-so does that. You need to make your decision based on something burning inside of you. And it doesn't even have to make sense. It's not important if other people think you can do it. Who cares about other people? If the dream is big enough, the facts don't count. There isn't any problem that any of you have out there that 20 people wouldn't solve. 20 new people wouldn't solve. You know, I teach that in my business. 20 people on the right, 20 people on the left. I believe in it. I've built a business from scratch where I had a left team and a right team that was at 0. I had sponsored no one. And my goal was to put 20 down one side and 20 down the other. And I was able to make it to the top of that company. So I know that it doesn't matter where you are. If you have more than 0 in your teams, then hey, you're better than me. You're in a better position than me. You know, you can do this thing. You know, years ago, there was a journalist. Her name was Ann Curry, and she was on the Today Show. And I remember she made this one quote, and I was so impressed with it, I wrote it down, and I want to share it with you. She said, "Do what you can for others, so that when your life comes to an end, you will know that it mattered that you were here. See, this business is so much bigger than yourself. You know, there's a reason that you're here. And sometimes you never know the reason straight away up front. Sometimes you don't find out that reason until you've lived a long life. But I will say to you, whether you decide to really dig in and do the business, no quitting, no way out, like you crack the egg, you can't put it back together. If you make the decision to do it, or even if you make the decision not to do it, I will tell you this, there will be so many lives out there that you will have impacted or not impacted that you don't even realize. Had I quit back when I was at that point of quitting, I mean, there's so many lives, so many people that I would have missed, so many successes I would have not been a part of. I've helped so many people get out of debt. I've helped so many people get out of jobs they hated. I've helped so many people change their lives. And I now know what my mission was. I know what the reason that I was encouraged to say yes, to make that irreversible decision, because I can look at my life now and see the lives I've impacted. Don't let that feeling pass you by, because that kind of joy is so unique. It's so incredible to help be a part of changing other people's lives. So I wish you the best. Onward and upward. One team, one family, one Jeunesse. Thank you so much.
Paula, thank you so much for that. I mean, I just loved it about discipline. I remember growing up, you know, my mom raised me and my sister to always make the bed. And when we did not make the bed, I would arrive home from school with my mattress overturned. So that actually disciplined me growing up to always make my bed. So thank you for that. Now, guys, listen, if you're enjoying this expo, I want to see all 10s in the chat box right now. All right? I see a few. All right. So listen, guys, of course, we're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. So I want you guys to get out your phones right now. All right? I'm going to get out mine. And I want you to go on Instagram, Facebook, and hashtag Jeunesse Expo 11. And tag me. I know Scott Lewis is everywhere. His face is plastered everywhere. But let's get me in there. So let's do a quick pause, hashtag, and get my face out there. So I can go back, call Scott, and be like, look who's out there in the world right now. Got it? Awesome. All right, guys. So this has been an incredible expo. Of course, you can always go back online to replay these. I mean, we've had some amazing speakers so far. We still have an incredible event going on today, tonight. We have star sessions. We have awards. We just have some amazing content going. So if you guys are ready for this, put 10s. And I know when Lee comes next in January, hopefully we're going to be live, which I really hope. But if we're not, then we're going to rock it again for another virtual event. So if you guys love what you're seeing, give me one more 10. Man, they're showing me so much love today. So like I said, you know, we just appreciate everything you guys do for us. That's why we love putting on these amazing events. I'm so happy to see not all of my colleagues, but a good majority of them in our building today. You know, it's been about 4 months since we've all been here. We've all done our COVID tests. We're all healthy. We've done some fist pumps. I've done a few hugs. Just incredible, just incredible. So listen, guys, coming up next, we'll have my amazing brother, Todd Hartog, someone that I talk to basically every other day. You know, he stays rocking it. He stays crushing it. Just an amazing team. So, you know, I like that music, DJ. Turn it up for me. All right, guys. So don't forget, we have today, then we have tomorrow. So our next speaker is a big family man who has given so many tips, especially to me in my early fatherhood. He just adores his wife and his 2 sons. He's a full-time professional networker, and in spite of his already success, He's always willing to be a student, and that's one of the key things that I've learned from him. Success is a real journey, and to speak on this topic, please welcome to the stage my friend, Diamond Director, Todd Hartog. Oh, technical, no worries, guys, no worries. So right now we're having a few technical difficulties, but Todd will be on stage soon. I know you guys seen a lot of me, but you're gonna see a lot more of me later on today, so just be ready. So guys, of course you can go on Jeunesse.expo.com. You can see our agenda. You can see all of our amazing speakers along with the topics. So if you have a favorite speaker or anything like that, you can always go on and see. We have our Spanish master classes happening. We have our Chinese master classes happening. We have so many master classes happening like right now. So guys, what I don't want you to miss, and of course I'll be there with my good friend Mark McDonald, we have our Zenergize workout tomorrow morning, all right? If you've never seen one of these workouts, you're in for a treat. And Mark told me it's gonna be the toughest and the hardest workout that I've ever done. And for anybody who's ever done a Zenergize workout, it's gonna be tough. So if you guys see me, look a little, just bear with me, all right? I'm just getting back into the gym these last few weeks, so go easy on me. All right, so guys, I think we're good. All right, Todd, over to you.
We're good. All right. Hey, Todd Hartog, everybody from California, United States. Welcome to the North American Expo 11. What an exciting weekend this is going to be. So congratulations for everybody who made the decision to be watching today. I know before I came up here, I was watching all the master classes, taking notes, and this is where breakthrough happens. So you know what? Write as many notes as you possibly can and really listen, because if you want this business, we're taking the time and we're sharing our experiences with you. And I hope that most of you that are watching, have a breakthrough with what I'm about ready to share with you. So my time is going to be quick, so I'm excited to share the next 20 minutes with you. So here we go. So what I'm going to talk about is a little bit about my journey to success. And, it could be a little bit of your journey to success as well. And then we're going to talk about hurdles and how to overcome these hurdles. But I just want a quick overview about, diving into this business. And if you want success, you want to get started and stay started. Mark Smith did a great job this morning talking about getting started, right? Do you start this business? You make that decision to get involved in Jeunesse Global, you want to get started, and most importantly, you want to stay started. You want to attend all events, daily activities, weekly activities. You'll develop these as time goes along. Have enough products. I can't stress enough about keeping enough products on hand for your personal use and also for sharing and selling. Reinvest with the event packages. I know when I first became Jeunesse Global 5 years ago, this was a little foreign to us. When we first get involved, we get our sign-up pack. I didn't realize how important it is throughout the year, through the lead packages, through Expo packages, university packages, how important it is to participate in those packages, whether it's because of the new products, because you want to, win the travel. And it's just exciting to create momentum with these packages. And I can tell you that over the past 5 years, without these packages, my team would not be where it's at today. So, did I skip one? Everyone can succeed in Jeunesse Global. What I like about this, it doesn't matter how old you are. We're getting a variety of people on this Expo with different backgrounds, different age, and everybody has a level platform here to succeed in Jeunesse Global. So you got to know your why. When I first started, I knew why I wanted to do network marketing. I knew why I wanted to succeed in this business. I was fed up with the traditional businesses. My wife, she's a real estate attorney. We thought we had it all, but what we were doing was we were just working way too many hours. and we weren't living a quality of life. So we sat down and we knew exactly what our why was, and that kept us in through the good times, through the bad times. And make no mistakes, you'll experience good, bad at all rank levels. So constantly review your dreams and goals. This is big for us, short-term goals, long-term goals, and then that big dream. One day when I hit it, it's not a question of if you're going to hit it, it's a question of when you're going to be up there on the stage celebrating ruby, celebrating emerald, celebrating diamond. So it's important that you have your dreams and goals. Write them in pencil, because you know what? It's okay when you don't hit them. Just erase it and make sure it's realistic. Make sure you're putting in the work, most importantly, so you can hit those goals and reach your dream. Become and stay coachable. This was tough for us. All I can say to you is you gotta be coachable before you can coach other people. So humble yourself, swallow your pride, and just be a student. You can learn from everybody, just like you're learning today. Um, Use the system and the Jeunesse tools. I will not teach or say anything if it's not written. If you can't find it in the back office, I'm not going to tell you about it. I'm not going to teach about it. So Jeunesse Global does a great job. Back in our back office, you can find the Jeunesse tools, the getting starting tools. Jeunesse does a great job. And I get it. There's different teams throughout the world of Jeunesse. People have different, teachings and trainings, but become a student and learn those tools, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. I know being in traditional business, I thought, well, maybe I have to reinvent tools and come out with my own way of doing this. You don't have to. This is just kind of like duplication 101. Follow the people that are successful in your upline, duplicate what they do, and success will follow. Follow and copy your successful upline leaders. I can't stress enough about that. 80-20 rule. This is where me and my team, we spend the most of our time. 80% of the time I'm spending bringing in brand new people. I'm staying focused on the income generating activities and your prospect list. You're going to learn to grow that prospect list. It's not enough just looking at your cell phone. Get it out of your cell phone, put it on a piece of paper, whatever you're using, a memory jogger, the staying started tools, the getting started tools allows you to sit there and write down your names. If you can't get at least 100 people on your names list, your wife, your spouse, also 100, that's a start, and then learn to grow that. People that you meet along the way. Contact and invite. 80% of my time, I love, contacting people and sharing the products, showing the opportunity. Worst case scenario, I'm going to sell them the products so they can at least try the products. Follow up and get everybody started. That is the key in this business. The 4 income generating activities, if you do everything but not follow up, you're missing out. You got to follow up. People will not just sign themselves up. You got to take control of the situation. 20% of my time, I'm supporting my team. I'm myself, I want to grow as a leader, so I dive into different books. If you don't have your nose in one book or a couple books every month, there's so many great books. Think and Grow Rich, The Magic of Thinking Big. Don't overwhelm yourself and don't overcompensate. You want to spend 80% of your time building your business with those 4 income generating activities. Don't overcompensate. 20%. I'm watching the videos and I'm attending every single event that I possibly can attend, whether it's a Zoom, whether it's in person, and some people are still doing the calls. So it's really important that you do that. Now let's get into the hurdles, right? Everything sounds good at the beginning. You make the commitment to do the business, you're all in. It's really, really important that you understand that life happens. It doesn't matter whether you're involved in a network marketing opportunity, you own your own business, you're an employee, or whatever. Maybe you're just a house person, you're a housewife or a house husband, and you're just raising your kids. Life happens, right? So I want to talk about hurdles and how to overcome those hurdles. I know for myself, the main hurdles that just stick out are, the rejection of just getting no's, right? I've gotten 16 no's in a row, dealing with people in our business that just want to quit or they just kind of camp out and they're complacent. They hit that rank and they don't want to keep moving forward. Um, Personal failures, in life, you have failures, right? Maybe with your relationship, maybe with your kids, maybe with finances. And then, of course, the attitudes, my attitude and my team's attitude. So I want to help you get through these hurdles. So overcoming the hurdles, rejections, and getting many no's. Again, I tell you, I got 16 no's. I'm like, what's going on? Did I have 16 bad people? No, you know what happened? I got ahead of myself. I allowed myself to allow my pride to come back up. I thought because I hit that top rank that all of a sudden I can do my presentations differently. I can contact people differently. I thought, you know what? I'll just tell them they need to sign up. Doesn't work that way. I got 16 no's in a row, and I had to adjust the way I was doing my presentations, the way I was contacting, inviting people, so I could get back to getting those yeses. Remember, most of the people that we contact are going to be a no anyway. It's how we represent this opportunity. It's the excitement in your voice. It's maybe you haven't hit that rank yet. I could do a whole teaching and training on that. Don't take it personally when people tell you no. I know it hurt my feelings in the very beginning. You might as well insulted my family. So no, most of the time means I need more information, right? No is not a no. Train your brain to hear, I need to know more information. And you never know when people, we're approaching people and maybe they're dealing with stuff. Who isn't dealing with stuff, right? And maybe you come at the greatest time, maybe you come at the bad time. So remember this, no doesn't mean forever, okay? So if they're important to you in your life and you know they're going to be great in this business one day, keep them on your names list, move them aside, and just carry on to the next name. So overcoming your hurdles, the campers and the quitters, boy, in the very beginning, I thought that I needed to beg people to restart the business. Come on, I know that you can do this. Sometimes people take a step back. There's nothing that you can do about it. You'll exhaust yourself if you try to chase the campers, the complacent people, the people that quit in your business. You will exhaust yourself. It's a lot easier to take your energy and your positive, moving forward and work with people that want to be in this business. So I spend the majority of my time working with the runners, people that want to do the business just like me. They're sponsoring people at least on a weekly or every weekly basis. They're showing up to everything. A runner is somebody who is all in. They're not going to waver. And a walker's similar to a runner. A walker might be hit and miss. This week he's game on, next week he's not as much. I want to prevent them from becoming campers and obviously becoming quitters, but I'm inspired when I work with the runners. I'm inspired when I work with the walkers. And when you focus on brand new people, nothing is more magical when you work with somebody brand new who makes that decision to do the business, and you can just have excitement with them, sharing what your why, helping them develop their why, writing down their dreams and goals. Honestly, that's the sweet spot of this business, is enrolling that brand new person and watching their eyes lit up, the possibility of what can happen in their life, the life change that can happen when they're successful in Jeunesse Global. Some other hurdles, life happens, right? Things hit us when we don't really know what's happening, like this year, without really going into it. I'm sure everybody has different stories. What happened in March of 2020? So I maintain my beliefs. I have such a strong belief system of this business, of this company, of the products of Jeunesse Global. And if you develop your belief system properly, it doesn't matter what you're going through. Those strong beliefs, like we heard today from Dale and other speakers, those beliefs are what empowers me through the dark days, through the negative days. Yeah, Todd, I'm a diamond, and I have those days too. But my belief is so strong that I know this company is a legacy company. I know this company is going further than any network marketing company, and we just got started, starting our 12th year. It's an amazing company, as you guys know. Dreams and goals, I go back to my dreams and goal. We're not stopping dreaming. I just turned 53 years old. I'm not going to tell you my wife's age because she's watching right now and she'll scold me, but you know what? We feel like we're just brand new in this business. I remember meeting with somebody when I turned 40. He said, Todd, you're going to make the majority of your money from 40 to 60 years old. And you know what? I took that as just a powerful, statement and affirmation, and I believed into it, right? You know what Dale talked about. Say it enough and you'll believe it, and then you'll go achieve it. And I thought, you know what? We are going to make the majority of our money from 40 to 60. And I love what Scott Lewis says. I got a 30-year run in me. Now, Scott said that about 5 years ago, so we got 25 years, Scott. So I'm with you. I'm here to the end. We're very excited because it's really not about me anymore. It's about helping the people that we're bringing along with this journey. This is an amazing opportunity. I want everybody to win. It's not about me. It's about people below me. I've always made it about that. So everything passes, right? So personal setbacks and failures. Again, I can't reiterate enough. Sometimes you got to take a step back, right? Whatever's happening in your life. I'm sure everybody has the story, you're normal. If nothing's happening in your life, you're not a normal person. Everybody has setbacks. Everybody's going through something. Take a step back, reset, and adjust your goals. You got to make sure that you have short-term as well as the long-term goals. You know what I love about setbacks, and I'm always teaching my kids this. I have a young guy in high school. He's trying out for the baseball teams. He has a travel team. He has a high school team. When you have a setback, it just prepares you mentally and physically for the comeback. Everybody has that story. Nobody just goes to the top and doesn't hit any hurdles. Nobody just moves forward and doesn't have any setbacks. So, you know what? When you have one of those setbacks, be prepared, equip yourself because a comeback is near. 3 feet from gold mentality. Hope you read the book. Sometimes it feels like you're not succeeding. Sometimes you feel like you're going through the motions. Hey, Todd, I built my list. I'm contacting, I'm inviting so many people, and I'm really not moving forward. Trust me, keep going forward. You're 3 feet from gold. You're right there. It just takes that one person to come into your business that can change it forever. It's not who you know, it's who they know. I can tell you stories upon stories about my business. It's not necessarily the person that I enrolled, it's the persons that they enrolled, and so on and so forth. So if you haven't read that book, I encourage you. That's one of my most inspirational books to start anybody who's struggling in this business. Bad attitudes. I can honestly tell you that I'm a victim of this, allowing my bad attitude to get the best of me. And when that happens, I'm not getting on the phone. I'm not doing Zoom meetings. I'm not going to talk to anybody about this business. I learned the hard way, because when you have a bad attitude for whatever reason, or you're dealing with people in your team that have bad attitudes or negative attitudes, nothing will plague your business worse than being negative and having a bad attitude. So just take a step back, go upline. If you're on my team, I encourage you, call me, let me help you. I'll identify with what you're going through, with relating to what you're going through. Chances are I've gone through it many, many times, and I'll probably go through it in the future. We're just getting better because we're equipped now. We can handle those bad attitudes and let's be honest, it's really easy to fall back into those bad attitudes or that negative mindset. So never, ever go negative downline. Ever. Go upline negative, stay positive downline. Reset yourself. It's okay to hit that reset button. Like the song says, reset yourself before you wreck yourself. And support your team. Okay? Spend time supporting your team. Educate. Don't tell your team to get educated if you're not educated. Encourage your team. We're encourager, not just inspiring people, but encourage people where they're at. Inspire them, recognize. The company does a great job of recognition, but it takes you and I to really make people feel special when they do the little things. Little sneak peek about what's going to happen tonight. Team recognition is vital. Recognizing somebody just from signing up and buying the right package, recognizing somebody for going executive. So recognition is key. The accolades in this business is something that I've always been excited about. Getting those data boys, that really inspires people and makes them feel good. Celebrate as much as you possibly can. This is such an amazing opportunity. Sometimes I think we forget how amazing this opportunity is. And I can honestly tell you, we're just getting started. What's going to happen the rest of 2020, 2021 is going to be a record-breaking year for everybody who's in. You know what? You can go all in right now. Make a commitment right now. This is my reset time. This is the time that I'm going to treat this business like a business, and I'm going to do whatever it takes, and I'm never going to quit, and I'm going to stay focused. So it's up to you. Have fun. This is fun. Jeunesse Global, staying young, looking young. We're traveling to some great destinations throughout the world. I didn't even have a passport when I started network marketing. I've been to some of the most amazing countries, and you know what's great? Jeunesse Global rewards us for getting out there, doing the work, enrolling people, taking advantage of these event packages, taking advantage of the travel points. And I tell you what, I've been on some of the best trips of my life. And these are trips that will stay with you forever. And you're rubbing elbows with the brand new, as low as executive. You don't have to be a diamond to win the travel trip. So 2021 is going to be a year of excitement for traveling. And most of you have been on some travel trips, but those trips, man, I look forward to it. My family looks forward to it. My sons are texting me, Dad, are we really going to Maldives in 2021 for the diamond trip? And, that pushes me. Dad's got to, work. So I want to see you and everybody on those successful trips, those reward trips. We made the mistake at the very beginning not to embrace those 6 months into it, and then we quickly made a course correction. Those travel trips are wonderful. That's where breakthrough happens, beyond breakthrough. So we'll see you guys at the top, and we'll see you the rest of this expo. Thank you very much.
Todd, thank you for that amazing segment. And listen, great job on not telling your wife's age, because I like to know you a little longer. So listen, guys, personally, I've never met anyone who joins any company, goes to sleep that night, and wakes up a millionaire. I don't know where they do that at, but it's not on planet Earth. So listen, success comes with hard work, all right? Bottom line. Now, guys, listen, our next speaker is a true entrepreneur who, along with her husband, has established a successful 10-year track in the direct selling industry. She wasn't sure whether she wanted to do direct selling because she was an amazing hairdresser, but she figured if she worked hard in there, she could definitely work hard here.